There again, it's Thursday, 4th of May 2023. Back on site again. We're at the front of the site where the pedestals are for the container house. Now the container house has yet to be confirmed, but we're expecting it next week, Thursday, Friday next week. Now I never told you what sort of cost it was. Well, it's about 235,000 pesos, which is a shade over £3,000. And for that, it's a square box in the shape of a container, but it's not a shipping container, it's made up. And you get a CR room, which is a toilet room. And that's it, and you get 2 windows and a door, and it's wired up for electricity. But as a temporary house, it's a cheap way forward, and at the end of its useful period it can be sold on and get half your money back or whatever, or put to use elsewhere. Now at £3,000 you could use it as a chicken house. You could use it for anything really, but it's cheaper than paying a lease on rented accommodation, although the rented accommodation here is very cheap of course, but it still adds up over the year. So this is a good solution. I've not seen one erected. I've seen them on the pallet ready to be erected, but as long as it's waterproof, windproof, and that's all you need for 6 months or 12 months, whatever the period of time will be. So that's coming next week, and I'll check them prices, and I'll give you the detailed prices when we do 2 or 3 videos of that. Now I've 3 guys back on site this morning. It's not raining, it's cloudy. It has forecast rain. Hopefully we get everybody's happier by the end of the day. Everybody's done a fair day's work for a fair day's pay, and everybody's smiling again. But the other thing I'm on with is still the fires, still them logs down there, and it's very damp, very wet. Diesel's burning this morning, strangely enough. I've got the diesel to burn, but it's not burning well. It's not burning hot. The other thing we're on with this week, we've just got to finish off, I'll show you. The septic tank. It needs to be capped off with a bit of concrete. That other pipe going up there, that's the spare pipe. That'll go to the house when it's built. But this pipe going to the temporary container, this is how they do it in the Philippines. It's just dug down 8 inch, 12 inch at the very most, and then to stop the pipe being broken by vehicles that run over it, they cap it with concrete. Does the job. It's not how it'd be done in most other places, but that's how it's done here. Right, we're back on the concreting. We've got these first 3 poles are in. Now they've dug down about 8 inches, 6 inches to 8 inches as a footing in them. Now under that concrete there's a triangle of bent reel bar, and running through that triangle there's 3 pieces of reel bar, the full length between the posts, and then there's 5 in each, so that they're anchored to the ground, and the panels are reinforced. From what I gather, the panels are going to be 2 inch thick, but there's a hell of a lot of iron in this thing, like I've been saying before. Now we're working really well today. We've got them footings dug out, we've got the Rio bar formed, we've got it concreted in, we've got this Rio bar formed, concreted into the ground for the posts. These forms will fit, they'll go on tomorrow, and then it'll be poured into the concrete. They're also going to do the panels on these two tomorrow. Like I said, they're working really well, and it's took them, or it will take them, 5 days to do them 3 posts and 2 panels, and that's probably too long, but at least I know, and I'm sure it'll go quicker. I mean, the way they're working today, that 5 days had come down to 3.5, I'm pretty certain. But working on 5 days, I've paced it out. I can't remember the figures off the top of my head, but I paced it out, and I've come up with 5 weeks from the end of this post to the marking peg, the surveyor's peg, on that bottom corner. 5 weeks. Now 5 weeks with wages, and we roughly know the cost of supplies for concrete and that. I've priced it out at 90,000 pesos for this boundary, which is just £1,800. £1,500. I'm just being corrected. So it's not a lot of money, but in Western terms, but in Filipino terms, it's a lot of money. And we're in the Philippines, and I have to work with Philippine money. So it's a lot of money, 90,000 pesos. And I have to be in control of the money. So now I know roughly how long it's going to take. I know roughly the cost. I can put a stop loss in. Instead of me worrying about the rain and the weather forecast and whether they're going to work and whether they're not going to work, I don't have to worry about that anymore. The pressure's off me. I'll put a stop loss in of 90,000 pesos. And if we don't reach that surveyor's peg within 90,000 pesos, the job will stop. The site will shut down, and we'll reevaluate things and work on something else probably. So that takes the pressure off me. I've got a stop loss in place now on 90,000 pesos. We either achieve the objective or we don't. If we fail, I'll reassess it. If we fail badly, then the job ends. So I don't have to worry anymore. They're on with the fence and how they're going to do it. And I looked at it yesterday and the day before they made the posts, and to me there was an awful lot of iron in the posts, and now they're doing the foundation for the panels. There's an awful lot of iron in it, and you know, to my mind, the fence post has got four strands of Rio in, and that's it, but not here. So you've also got to weigh up the cost of things, costing labour, costing materials, and the more material you have into anything, the more it's going to cost, obviously. But anyway, we got the plans back from the architect. Here you've got to have a fencing permit to put a fence up. Now, most people don't bother. In fact, Filipinos, none of them bother, but being a foreigner, I thought, well, I better stick to the rules. And it's cost a few quid. I'm not sure how much it's cost. I can weigh up and give you an idea of cost. But the way the architect's drawn it up, an architect has to draw it up for it to go into council. It's exactly the same way as these chaps are building it. And if you look there, you've got 4 half-inch rebar in a square, and it's tied off with half-inch rebar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 squares bent into square. Additional rebars tied in. Every 6 inch, every 3 inch, whatever the measurements are. This is in metric, so I'm bloody lost with it anyway. Now then, this plan is telling me that the way these blokes are doing it is correct. It's the way they've always done it. It tells me that they know what they're doing, and it's going to be completed and it's going to work. So that's a positive side of it. Now, you know, for me, if I start saying, well, it's a fence post and it doesn't have to be this strong, this amount of strength in it, and we can make it cheaper and quicker by not putting so much iron in, yeah, they'd do it for me, but they wouldn't be happy doing it because they work how they work. And you know, they said, well, it's a place for cyclones, is this, so it needs that much bar in it. Well, it is, yes, but so is Queensland and Northern Territory and Western Australia up north. They get cyclones there as well, but they don't have this amount of iron in the bloody fence post. But anyway, that's how the architects drawn it. This is how the builders build them. So I've decided that I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to do it their way because they're happy doing it that way, and why make them unhappy if everything's going well? And it cost me a little bit of extra money in rebar and iron. That's okay. I mean, we're working well this morning. Everybody's working well, really well, and that shows me that with a little bit of an argument yesterday, they didn't want to work in the rain. Whether they're right or I'm right, it's immaterial. But we're over that argument now, and they haven't stopped today, so that tells me they think they were wrong yesterday to an extent. Maybe I'm wrong believing that, but that's the way I see it. But everything's going well, and what we have to do now is keep things going well. Look after them, and don't upset the apple cart by trying to save a few quid on iron and let them do it how they always do it. And it'll be quicker in the long run, I would imagine.